Last week, and the week before, on a very special episode of Gettin' Hooked, Doogin and Ceej head for the high waters of what Doogin calls North Maine. Their guide, Lone Eagle Jones, is the love child of a Passamaquoddy princess and fishing enthusiast Theodore Samuel Williams. He instructs the boys in the ancient art of saying topwater.
All right, boys, we got to get out there. We're going to lose the topwater fight.
Which is a favorite topwater lure?
The old topwater eye.
Start with topwater stuff.
Perhaps the classic topwater of all, the Zero Spook.
Start with topwater. We're trying topwater lures, starting with topwater, which I've said probably enough.
Sparky is a drunkard. Doogin is a mean bastard.
Ah! Ow! Blah! Blah!
And Ceej, well...
Blah, blah! I'm coming out to guide these guys. I get down to the end of the dock, they're shooting my lures with BB guns. No, we're good up until the edge.
I can't afford to go to Maine and shoot an episode. We're not catching fish. We're not shooting fish. Our cameraman's refusing to shoot because he's afraid to use the new camera.
Tied on. Oh, scaring the fish. Sorry. Sorry, fish. Still trying to catch fish. Liam? All right. Let's just go. Let's try to go from here to there a little bit.
Just an empty place
Who's got a fish? Who's got a fish on? Cut it. Rolling son of a bitch got a fish.
It gets shallow and then deep again, and they're hanging out right between the two, coming up shallow out of the deep.
Right from this big boulder, this triangle boulder, then there's a big pine coming out over the water. There's another kind of triangle boulder there. Let's fish between those 2 points.
We don't pick up something, right?
Let's just move over where we were before.
Maybe this is good as it's gonna get, and I'll always be this way.
I went across to Old Cape Ann to hang out by the sea and ran into a couple guys who seemed like you and me. But looking back, it's crystal clear how wrong I was that day. I tried and tried, but all was lost, I could not get away. They said, let's go fishing, They said, let's go fishing, Now I'm hooked with Doogin and Ceej.
To survive in the great North Wood, every boy must do his part. Doogin splits wood, a task that not only heats the cabin during the bitter July nights, but provides release for years of pent-up retention. Sparky fires at breakfast. Ceej practices ganji, preparing himself for the trials that face him. And I ready the fire. A once crack fisherman, Lone Eagle repairs to the dock, desperate to recover his lost skill and his flagging confidence. It is clear that Doogin and Ceej have begun to wear him down. For nearly a week, he watches as Doogin, Ceej, Sparky, and the captain hoist lithesome smallmouths over the gunwale, while he pines for so much as a nibble. I have failed my Passamaquoddy people, he's thinking.
I have failed my Passamaquoddy people.
His Passamaquoddy name, Tatanka, means good old as dirt.
Here comes good old as dirt. How many dozen years you want, Norm?
2 dozen.
Good old as dirt, 2 dozen. How's things, Normie?
Amongst themselves, the Passamaquoddy call him good old as dirt.
Breakfast for the boys in the bunkhouse. I think it's a joke. It's like fishing in a f***ing cesspool.
Sparky speaks out against cesspool fishing.
I can't deal with it, so I'm just cooking. Cooking all weekend.
He is drunk.
Cooking, drinking.
And drinking. Rebel
And-
Yell. Some fine bourbon.
And not shooting.
Not shooting. On strike.
And missing the barrel with the eggshells.
It smells funny here.
Clearly, he is not himself.
I don't like the way it's changing my friends. I feel like I'm like types of people that buy all their shit at Sears, get a house in the country, and they build one of those screen fenced-in porch things that they live
What
in.
in
the
Ted's
backyard.
name is he talking about?
That is very nice.
That'll work.
Yeah, I haven't done that.
And then you chop it. Simple.
I haven't done that, no.
It's a good knot. Good looking knot.
He's a
Viewers and Guide Jones are riveted while Guide Jones' meal grows cold.
It's true.
He's the sharpshooter.
So we've been fishing all the right places. It says fish in rock transitions, where there are big sized rocks that lead to little ones.
Does that
Rock-
surprise you that we've been fishing in the right place?
No, well, even myself when I was doing it on my own.
Oh, yeah.
Rock ledges, places. Well, I mean, I guess what you're asking is, do we trust you as a guide? And the answer, of course, is yes.
I might be on a log. Oh, yeah. No, it's a rock. Shoot. I got it right into a tree.
Duh. We wouldn't be here if we didn't think you were. I mean, a guy who's got 4 patches on a single sweatshirt isn't just some guy.
Guide Jones takes their pot shots amicably. And why shouldn't he? Why shouldn't he offer a good-natured chuckle? For 20 years, Jones has successfully restored wholeness and peace to some of the most notorious ne'er-do-wells. Willard Scott, Emmanuel Lewis, Mr. T, Jimmy Stewart, the George Bushes, and Judas Iscariot. But none have ever tested him so relentlessly. From the get-go, poor Guide Jones was set up to be the burnt offering, the sacrificial lamb.
What do you think? It's going to be an interesting test of siege endurance. I think this trip is already starting out to be. Any issues?
None.
See how he pulls out here, you know? Probably gonna leave me high and dry. Of course. You motherfucking idiot, man. What a fucking loser. Every time I'm getting in front of this truck. No respect. Sparky, you don't get respect either. You're in with me. Upon all the time. All the time.
I asked him one thing, if he knew where my leather ring was, and he said, yes, it's right here. And you stupid asshole didn't bring it to me. Stupid dick.
Love from eternal anger. What's that all about?
Hey, your horizon is like
The
this.
even-tempered cameraman, now drowned in drink, lashes out.
What's the problem, sissy?
Most fishermen suck on their worms out of habit.
Just bang him on the head with it. Try it. Lick a little worm.
That's where we are now.
No, it's not.
Ceej.
That's right by your house.
No.
Ceej.
Just the big one right
The
over
big
we
one.
did. The big one I caught was the first thing
With
I
the
caught
worm?
this morning. I didn't catch anything over here.
Yeah, you did. You caught a big one over there.
Hey guys,
where we
you're
are.
wrong.
You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. But I know we caught it right over there.
Listen to me.
Who's
This-
what's my name?
Your name is. I'm telling you honestly.
This is the first place
So I
where you
did.
caught a fish on the worm.
No, it's not.
Oh.
Can't you just be like, okay, maybe I'm wrong because you were the one fishing?
I could be, but now I've got Norm over here that's like.
He's wrong too.
But he's our guide.
Doesn't matter. You're both wrong. And if it were Norm, I'd just be like, okay, I'd shut up. But you're like, oh, I know you. Fucking this is what I deal with all the time.
It's not what I deal with all the time. It's just right now I feel like dealing with it. That's all.
That was a good fish that I hooked there. See it jump?
And I've got a gun barrel pointing, right between my eyes, a Doogin over there.
You get used to it.
He likes to load a gun with the barrel pointed right at it.
That's a really interesting thing. Because it'll be a big flat, and the fish, I'll bet, come in there and spawn. That right there, they might be out in here, where it goes from 6 to 20 right in there. That'd be an interesting thing to try.
I gotta poop. You keep telling me.
Another thing would be go from shallower water into deeper water and make a quick escape. Because a smallmouth bass spends about 80% of its time in its home territory.
From the thoroughfare, the Mohawk Indians attacked the Passamaquoddy Indians. In fact, after the attack, the Passamaquoddy Indians that survived ended up canoeing the entire length of the lake to get back to Grand Lake Stream.
Now that's near where Ted Williams caught some fish.
That's right. Ted Williams used to come up here, come to a place that's a historic place called Leeds Lodge. Leeds Lodge.
At the tender age of 9, Lone Eagle had his first vasectomy. Ever since, he has talked with hands.
Yeah, guys, here we go. Let's listen to it now. Let's enrich our lives.
The boys continue to sink their loins into Lone Eagle's gentle, accommodating spirit, and tension builds late into the second week.
Would hire a guide, come out for the day, and one of this beautiful hand. Campsite there.
Hey, just so you know, this isn't the History Channel.
The foundation of the house.
He uses every trick he knows to heal the two young men. From boring Indian lore to outdoor literature, his work is all but ignored. Finally, in desperation, he tries a method generally reserved for younger children to draw them in with a song. He is only kidding himself. A crestfallen guide eagle is comforted by the narrator's sotto voce.
Got him. Then he asked about cooking equipment. Diggsy opened a muslin bag, disclosing old Come and Get It. Boys, said Carl, there's the pen I should have had on Machias. Feeling as though we'd been knighted, we packed our stuff and started to leave, but Carl said, wait a minute. The minute turned out to be an hour, during which Carl Robbins gave us a talk I've remembered over 40 years.
Shot any moving targets?
It had to do not with grub lists and outfits, but with human relations on a long canoe trip or any other kind of wilderness trip where people are thrown close together day by day, night by night. You offered the other guy first drink at the spring. If there was only one pair of dry socks, you gave them to your pal. If you spilled the coffee, your partner should make a joke of it. You were dependent on each other. If one partner broke a paddle or nicked the axe, you didn't heap blame on him. You thought of his likes and dislikes, and he of yours, and this attitude was to be a constant thing. It was nothing more than the golden rule, but something about the way Carl said it and expounded it brought it sharply into focus on that canoe trip so long ago.
Yeah, that's good. Problem is, Doogin is looking for cans down there so he can shoot them with the pellet gun again. And Ceej, I don't know where he is. He went in,
I'm here.
left to check on
I'm
the
over
coffee
here.
or something like that. Yeah. Hey, you guys? Doogin? There's some stuff that you need to hear. Ceej, same thing. Before we start this next day, I think we need to have a little talk.
About what?
Come up here and you can find out.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'm glad.
All right, well, here's the thing, guys. We spent the day together yesterday. And I asked our narrator to read a little bit for us.
This is loaded.
Story.
This is loaded.
See, here's exactly it, boys. This is exactly it. I'm a patient man, but patience runs thin. All right?
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
Just breathe for a minute. One of the things that I noticed in the course of the day yesterday is that you guys are not working together. There's a certain kind of spirit out here. But listen for a minute, boys. Just don't listen to each other. Listen to the wind out here. You hear that? What else do you hear?
Cattle.
Yeah, cattle. What did we hear yesterday? Loons?
Motorboats.
I heard a lot of yous come from my buddy over here.
Yeah?
You.
So what? I brought you out here not just to learn how to fish, but there are other things that are the elements of bringing two friends together in a way that's better than what you've been experiencing before. Here's an example. Yesterday we're out there fishing, we're casting into a couple of places. You two break into an argument about who caught a fish where. Meanwhile, I hook up
where
a
he
great
caught
bait.
a fish.
Where a fish was caught, right. Does it really matter in the scheme of things?
Well, I mean, to you, no.
No. Does it?
To us?
But should it matter? You know, it doesn't matter. The fish is caught. One friend should be able to say, hey, that's great. I'm glad you caught a great fish. The other can say the same thing.
The absurd talk gets through to the boys, and they begin to emerge from their hideous shell-like fetters.
On each other, dependent on being able to find your way naturally, drinking water from the lake, getting in harmony with the surroundings, harmony with yourself, and harmony with each other. So together, let's say this.
And harmony from your giardia from drinking water from the lake.
You're going to say harmony. We're going to say harmony together 3 times. We're going to say harmony, harmony, harmony. All right, boys? All right, here we go. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Harmony, harmony, harmony. Okay, that's
Lone Eagle spreads
All right,
his wings.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I
At
won't
least he
forget
knows
the men
he's
who
free.
died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Jones,
Yeah.
come on over here. trying to talk to those two clowns
Yeah,
about this for months now, about their behavior on set.
no doubt about it.
And I mean, I can't get through them. Some men heads.
Yeah.
So I like what you said to them, and I think we got a shot at getting through to them.
Oh, thanks, Bart.
I think after your talk, I'm kind of, I've got second thoughts about giving another shot. I think today, I'll get behind the camera again.
Great.
Good man. Good
Thanks.
man.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Guide Jones talks most comfortably over the din of a loud outboard. That afternoon, their last of the trip, would be their best. Lone Eagle was back in form, and the boys were set to prove they could enjoy one another's company while catching live fish. So abundant was their catch during the first drift, the men used giant colanders to haul them aboard. But Guide is never satisfied with easy success. He decides in a pinch to leave Sparky and the captain to try elsewhere.
That was a pretty good drift, but it looks like the best success we're having is a little bit offshore, near some of these laydowns.
A laydown is a tree that's fallen from the bank into the water's edge.
Offshore structure, some of those laydowns, maybe
An
lily
offshore laydown is Norm Eagle's secret word for triangle boulder. Meanwhile, in deeper parts of the lake, Captain Capon hoists trophy smalls into the boat while Lone Jones keeps on searching.
Oh, look at all these targets.
I know.
This is great.
Hey, another fish.
If they get it out here, who knows what? That's a beautiful one. I love that. I'm with you. I'm with you. Coming down. Doogin, that is awesome.
Hey, good looking fish.
Look at this.
Guys,
Yeah, it's a good sizer.
So we're going to try to fish pretty quickly, move along, try to cover a fair amount of water instead of trying to fish in one spot. We're going to try to cover quite a lot of water. So we're going to go back just a little bit. Maybe
Meanwhile,
30 yards
I catch lots of fish, and Lone Jones
drift across
doesn't.
again, right across the middle here. It looks like it's a big flat.
Oh, gee. Meanwhile, it seems suspicious that Lone Jones would lead them to bounty on their first drift, only to spend the rest of the afternoon searching for even a swirl. Upon closer inspection, our team discovered the reason. That drift we saw was actually National Geographic footage from the archives from 1962. Insipid.
Yeah, smallmouth bass are not migrating from the Chesapeake Bay to get here. They live here all the time, spend 80% of their time essentially in the same area. Ready?
Good.
This is not a myth, but nearby here, where in the thoroughfare, where there was an Indian battle, in the thoroughfare, I probably pointed out here on the map, yeah, where the Mohawk Indians laid an ambush on either side of that thoroughfare, and they're hanging out like wolves, basically. They're very aggressive. They have big teeth. They attack. They're some people love to eat them. Others don't really care for it. But it's similar to that, because whoever controls that thoroughfare controls the Passamaquoddy Indians. In fact, Ted Williams used to come up here.
Finally, Guide Eagle gives up and joins the crew. Unfortunately, Sparky, drunk again, refuses to remove the camera from the tripod for fear that he'll drop it into the drink.
Yeah, you got him. That's him. Oh, yeah! Yeah, you on? You shooting? You got him. Nicely done, Doogin. You're no wuss.
You got him?
You're no wuss. You're a
Take it off the tripod there.
You're a man of means. You are a man of means, Doogin.
This is the same fish.
Oh yeah.
No, it's just slightly
Smaller. All right, give me something to throw in here before I, well, ream myself. Never mind, dude. I'm gonna use what has.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah, again? Oh, Doogin. How could he be so dumb?
Late in the afternoon, Ceej finally catches a monster bass.
What do you want me to do? Go over
Reel
here?
the fish in. Something jumping around the water.
Come on, dude. Just do something.
Frustration turns its face on Sparky.
He is a strong puller.
Oh, I gotta look at this fish.
Look at this.
You might have to move a little bit.
Sparky's right behind you.
Oh, I'm talking about Sparky actually.
Here he comes. Here he comes. Here he is. You following him?
Look at that. That's a smallmouth bass. That is a nice smallmouth bass. Oh, he took the lure.
Traditionally, when a man loses his buddy's fish, he feels despicable, despondent, and apologizes through the evening hours, even offering back rubs.
That was a nice fish.
It is very, very risky business being out here on the open seas. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. Oh, I want to get on the boat again. I'm on a floating tree stump. There might be gnomes living in here. This freaks me out. And my part of the stump is sinking a little.
I'm going away.
You know, it goes to show you. People who take time out for their families don't necessarily gain anything at all. Besides, you don't have to be dying to enjoy the company of friends. Take fishing, for example. Take fishing.
Here it comes, guys.
I might need me different clothes. Way up in Michigan, where the laughing river flows. "20 years in the minor leagues."
And in the end, when the lake was ravished by the evening light and the sun set in a smear of crimson, I came to realize this episode was far less about fishing as it was about a couple of dildos.
So, Norm, I'm kind of interested. Is land cheap around here?
A lot of it is controlled by the.
Because Doogin and I would certainly like to move in next to you.
There's no land available. There are restrictions to the land, and there's a committee of which I am a member to determine who is capable of owning land here.
How would you feel about Doogin and me moving in next to you?
There's not a chance. There's not a chance that Doogin and Ceej will be ever living here in the West Grand Lake area. There's not a chance of it.
Where the houses are cheap, and he knows this nice lady. He said she even saw me play once. Said she smiled at my name. Well, up on the laughing river, it could be a whole new game.
goodbye to the bus, goodbye to paying dues, goodbye to the cheers, and goodbye to the booze. Well, I'm trading in this old bat for a fishing pole. I'm gonna let the laughing river Doogin and Ceej.
No animals were filmed during the harming of this program. Doogin and Ceej are proud supporters of PETA.